Hey everybody, well I'm just sorting out the parcel to send to Matty, the guy who won. You're gonna have fucking diabetes by the time I'm done with you, mate. Is it all gonna fit? Yeah, it's all gonna fit fine. Yeah, well done to Matt. He's, yesterday I found out when I contacted him, say he'd won. He'd also just passed his mod 1, so he was having a bit of a good day. So yeah, I'm just going to the post office now to send this to Matt, and then I have a little something funny to talk about. I think enough time's passed now that I won't be held responsible. Anyone in the toilets? Anyone in the toilets? Help some shit. No! I just can't shit. I've been trying for... Oh, thank you. Smart, you are now being filmed by one of the 7 cameras we have placed in and around the salon. Oh, really? Does that mean I've got a strut? It's a catwalk. Hello! There's no one in there. It's more like a fucking hobbit hole.
Yes, I see the papers on the streets.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
Okay, so the little thing I was going to tell you about, this was sparked in my brain by watching Downshift's video of him grounding out his Ducati. And it's always surprised me when they put exhausts underneath bikes, or that low down, you know, because it's like, why make the lowest point something that's expensive? Why not make the lowest point something that's cheap? But then on a road bike, it doesn't really matter, does it? Thing is, going back to my second crash, I got rear-ended. I was given a YBR 125 as a rental, you know, while my bike was being fixed, or being assessed anyway. I'll be honest, I didn't like that bike at all. It was horrible. Maybe it was because it was a rental and it had been abused its entire life. I mean, I certainly was abusing it. Just rinsing everything out of the engine to get it up to 55 miles an hour flat out. I've got mirrors, I can use them, I forget about this. I've got to get used to having them back on the bike. First thing was getting used to having these in my peripheral vision, which really freaked me out. But, yeah, I feel much better about it. Anyway. So I've got this YBR, and at my work, things have changed since then. There was this, like, ramp into a car park. It was a verge, basically, but it was a nice little ramp, and I used to ride my bike in and just pop a little jump over it. You know, you'd only go a couple of feet. It was just a little jump. Well, I tried doing that on this YBR. It all kind of went wrong, and I didn't go across it fast enough. And when I tried to pull the throttle on, you know, just to get the front wheel to lift up a little bit as you go off of it, it didn't happen. It just stayed flat. The front wheel dives straight off the curb, and you just hear... I'm like, this isn't my bike, but I have to pay for the excess, because if there's damage on it, you'd have to pay some sort of excess or help pay for it to be fixed or something. I don't know, that's what I thought at the time. So anyway, flat spot on the exhaust. Not that bad that it's affecting the sound or anything, but it was a pretty good flat spot. And I'm thinking, shit, well when the assessor comes around, fuck, he might see that. So, here's a tip, okay, this is a spicy tip. When the assessor came round to collect the bike, I made sure it was relatively clean. That's one good thing. And then as he was going over the bike, you know, checking this, checking that on his little checklist, I was just chatting with him sort of quietly, as he got towards the exhaust and looking lower down the bike, I went, so, do you ride bikes? Oh, yeah, you see, I've got the whole checklist went out the window at that point. When you don't want them to look at something, ask them what bike they ride. Because people in bike businesses or bike-related businesses very often ride, and you give them an opportunity to talk about their bike for once, not the customer's bike and what happened, and they're on it like a fucking whippet. Yes! Oh yeah, I've got this, blah 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 blah. You just go fucking tick tick tick, whatever. Didn't notice the flat spot, took the bike away, everything was grand. As I say, it was a long while ago, I can talk about this shit now. At the time, I didn't know how responsible I was for it, so I assumed I was completely responsible for paying for a whole exhaust system on a fucking bike I didn't like. Oh, another thing I did was on the flat spot, I dirtied it up a little bit to make it not look so fresh, so I could try and well, I don't know, it must have been there before, I don't know. There you go, ride safe and lock your bikes up. So many are getting nicked at the moment, seriously. Good security is a must. I got the apps last night and I did 3 practice tests and passed them all, so I was like, okay, well that's okay. And then got the hazard perception one and passed that, and was like, oh, okay, that's okay. So that shouldn't be a problem, the theory.